Welcome back to the Racing Insiders on MAVTV. It's a weekly look at sports car racing around the world. I'm Bill Wood in Los Angeles. We've got Jim Daniels in Memphis, Tennessee. But this week we've got a special edition with Peter Keene. Normally he's in Cocoa Beach, Florida, but this time he's in Detroit, Michigan. Peter, you're at the Grand Am race. It just finished. Your guys ran pretty good. Tell us about what's happening.
The Spirit of Daytona had a tough day today. We qualified 5th, ran 3rd most of the day, had an incident and cut a tire down, and then got a new tire, and then got hit by the 60 car leaving the pit lane and had a second incident. So we had to battle from a lap down and end up 5th. Great run for the guys. I mean, at a point thing, the big key thing is the big crash in turn 1. That really hurts the 0-1 car and 60 car for the points. You know, they got together right at turn 1, so neither Pruitt or Rojas will get points for today, and that's a big hit to the 01.
And Peter, I understand there's some rumors that were floating around the Grand Am garage that you're on top of. Give us some heads up on what that's about.
Yeah, I heard a real dirty little rumor that they're going to rename a Dallara to an Audi and pretty much let Audi factory do whatever they want at Grand Am rules package for 2014. And I can tell you right now, there's a lot of DP competitors don't want to hear that news.
And the Dallara chassis is what was in the Wayne Taylor car.
That is correct.
So if the Dallara becomes an Audi, that could be a huge thing for Wayne Taylor Racing.
That's correct. There you go.
Peter Keene at Belle Isle, he gave us some background information, finished 5th with the Spirit of Daytona team, Wayne Taylor Racing, Max Angelelli, and Jordan Taylor, the winners at the Grand Am race in Detroit, Belle Isle. We've got another story, though, that's huge. A breaking story you won't hear anywhere else but on the Racing Insiders. It involves the Lamborghinis that might be in World Challenge. Jim Daniels in Memphis. Give us the background on that.
Yeah, some great news that coming out of this Beverly Hills Lamborghini and the GMG group of James Sofronis. We just had James on the show, I guess a show or two ago, and it looks like James has got the gig to prepare these cars for this new U.S. series. They're going to use that new Lamborghini Super Trofeo, which I understand runs the same Audi R8 drivetrain as the R8. So the 575 horsepower engines, etc. Now, I've got some inside pictures of those cars out of Las Vegas this week. The aero package on them is quite a bit different than that R8. But the biggest component of this is, since it has that Audi R8 campaign, the rumor is they're going to be running on the same Pirelli World Challenge slicks. So my insiders are telling me that this car is attempting to be homologated for a World Challenge GT. Well, you know, this is strictly rumor, and I can't confirm it, but it's coming from the same people, that you're going to see this car, the Gallardo, which is basically now they call the Super Trofeo. It's a spec car with the Audi R8 suspension. That car is going to be allowed in Grand Am racing. I'm going to say that we said it here first, but I'm also going to put a caveat on that no one is willing to confirm that. But boy, it sure is popping up a lot, and I would not be surprised if you don't see that car in Grand Am racing in that World Challenge format, just much like the R8 came from Grand Am to World Challenge.
And let's say that before we go forward, this is not the Lamborghini that Dan Pastorini drove or anything remotely close to it about 5 years ago in World Challenge. This is an all-new car and something that should be competitive when it is homologated and allowed to run in the GT side of World Challenge. We're going to talk about World Challenge is coming up right after this. Stay with us. This is the Racing Insiders. We've got some interviews, some exclusive interviews with a former Trans Am champion who talks about how much he loves being in World Challenge right now. The Racing Insiders continues right after this.
Let us know what you think about what the Racing Insiders have to say. Tell us on Facebook and Twitter. Want to keep up with all the racing action at the track? Well, download the new GoRacingTV iPhone and Android app. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Welcome back to the Racing Insiders on MAVTV. I'm Bill Wood in Los Angeles. Let's give a quick rundown on our top stories for the show this week. We've got a packed show, including video icon Ken Block, winner at the STPR Rally in Pennsylvania. We've got the winner of the Acropolis Rally, Jari-Matti Latvala. We've got the winner of the Formula Drift round in Palm Beach, a first-time winner, Michael Essa. And we'll continue our look at the World Challenge events in Detroit, Michigan at Belle Isle. We've got interviews with Jack Baldwin, former Trans Am legend, and Alex Figge. But first, let's go to Detroit, where Peter Keene can give us some background on the World Challenge round. Peter, give us a quick rundown on what happened with the World Challenge race on Saturday.
It's great. The Cadillacs are strong. They started 1 and 3, and Randy Popes had a good run. He started second, and that's pretty much how they finished the race without incident. So World Challenge did a rolling start on Saturday, and what happened? They had a big crash at the start of the race. The Kia, Nick Janssen gets knocked into the wall, and they got to go under caution for about 4 laps. But essentially, it was a great race. Johnny O'Connell wins in the Cadillac and GT, and then the Kia program wins the GTS race. So great race here at Belle Isle for the World Challenge on Saturday.
Thanks, Peter. Let's get some background now on World Challenge. Jim has got some interviews, one with the former Trans Am champion who's in World Challenge making an impact. Jim?
Yeah, I got a chance to interview Jack Baldwin, one of my childhood heroes, who's really setting the world on fire, proving that you don't have to be a young gun. And here's Jack now. Tell us what you think the differences are now between, let's say, the Trans Am in its heyday and running in this series.
Well, you know, it's the Pirelli World Challenge today is like the Trans Am back in the day. I mean, back in the day, those were the cars, and those were the cars we drove, and those were the cars that were being sold by the manufacturers. Today, we're racing what they're selling today.
Tell me about the rivalries and the stakes, so to put, in this series now.
Well, it's about the same thing. I mean, you always have that at the top of the class, and you know, back in those days, arguably the Trans Am series back in those years were, you know, the best road racing this country's ever seen. I think that the Pirelli World Challenge series today is the same.
Great interview. Jack Baldwin is a legend in Trans Am, carried the Trans Am for a couple of years. Jim, you've got more with Alex Figge.
Before we get into my interview with Alex Figge, because there's only 9 cars that showed up this weekend at Belle Isle. We had 19 cars at COTA. I've been texting and calling. It seems that no one wants to return those calls with what's wrong or what happened to make this entry list to be smaller. Here's my interview with Alex Figge. You made the jump from open wheel to all-wheel drive cars in the World Challenge Series. Explain to us the driving differences and how you had to change your style.
Well, not only is the all-wheel drive unique, but you know, the Volvo's a unique car. Once you get the hang of it, it's very strong. You know, right up there with the Cadillacs and the Audis and the Corvettes and everything else. But you know, just getting used to the weight is the main part of it, really. And I've been in sports car, you know, so long now. It didn't seem quite as big a deal after the Ferrari and some of the Grand Am stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm loving it. It's some of the best racing there is. It reminds me a lot of the V8s we're here with. You know, it's tight sprint racing type stuff.
What about those standing starts? Is that a big advantage for you guys, small advantage, or is track position that critical?
It's a huge advantage for us. The cars take a bit to come in, and then they fall off because of the weight. So to have that standing start, you know, we feel like it evens the playing field a little bit. I'm sure the competitors, you know, probably feel like it's an advantage. But you know, I won't get into that. But certainly we like it.
Alex Figge is a super nice guy. I wish I had more news to talk about him on the Sunday race, but he really was a non-factor. The factor on the Sunday races was the crashes, and my buddy Randy Post finally getting a win. That Volvo launches from the second grid position out front. He never looked back, but 3 cautions, very long. Guys can't get out of the way. We talked about this race and how important it was, and to stress that, when's the last time you've seen Andy Pilgrim outbrake someone and make a driver mistake? He's the nicest guy in the paddock. Absolutely drove over his head to nearly take out Sofronis and crash himself out of the race. I think he fell back to 8th. But all in all, it was a decent race. I got to say, it was much better than the IndyCar race, regardless what Bo Parfield says. Bill?
How can you toss it to me like that, Jim? I like the IndyCar race, but World Challenge is great. Coming up in the show, we've got Ken Block coming later, but next we've got Michael Essa, the winner of the Formula Drift round in Palm Beach, and the Acropolis winner, Jari-Matti Latvala. Packed show. You can't miss any of this. Stick around. This is the Racing Insiders on MAVTV.
This segment of the Racing Insiders was brought to you by GoRacingTV.com. For racers, by racers. Want to keep up with all the racing action at the track? Well, download the new GoRacingTV iPhone and Android app. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Welcome back to the Racing Insiders on MAVTV. I'm Bill Wood in Los Angeles. We've got Peter Keene in Detroit. He's got to the media center where it's a little quieter. Jim Daniels is in Memphis, Tennessee. Right now, let's go to Palm Beach, the third round of Formula Drift, where we've got a breakthrough for Michael Essa. He's third in points this year, but got his first win this weekend. We talked to him after he got off the podium. Michael Essa, it's your first win. I haven't stopped smiling since watching you get the win. Congratulations.
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, I mean, it was an amazing weekend. It started off pretty rough. Didn't qualify well, but just made it happen in the tandem run. So, man, it's a great feeling to be up here finally.
What must it have felt like to hear your name after so many years of being in Formula Drift and hearing somebody else's name being called?
You know what? It's amazing, and going against Daigo for the top spot on the podium. I mean, you know, he's an amazing driver. He's won championships before, and to be able to run head to head with him and beat him was, I mean, it was awesome. I couldn't ask for more.
Finally, Michael Essa, winner at Palm Beach Formula Drift. Why are you so good in the BMW sedan versus the Z4 Roadster? You said it was early in the season. You said the same parts you just put in the sedan. Why so much better now?
Well, I mean, basically, you know, the Yokohama tires are working out great for us. The Bilstein suspension is just so solid. The wide-span control arms, I mean, we can add all the angle we want and carry it through with speed. So it's amazing. You know, Garrett Turbo's making a lot of power, and I mean, wait till we get this thing dialed in. You know, we've only had a couple test days with it, and every time we run it, we make little changes, and the car just keeps getting better. So I can't wait, man, for the end of the season, and then the second season we run this car. It's going to be amazing.
You're still learning the car. Michael Essa, 1,000 congratulations. I remember when you had that old clapped out RX-7, and now you got your first podium, your first win. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Bill.
Really happy for Michael Essa. He builds championship Porsches for sportsman drivers in Southern California, but he's doing well with his BMW. Got his first win at Palm Beach. Jim, what do you think about the drifting in Palm Beach this weekend?
I'm really happy for this guy. He's been knocking on the door forever. The guy that he beat is world renowned, and I just can't say enough about the talent it takes to win in one of these drift competitions. Peter?
Well, Jim, I got to agree with you. I mean, he didn't go the easy route. You know, he qualified 21st and had to beat Tyler McQuarrie, and then, you know, like you just mentioned, you know, he beats the probably the best drifter in the world right now. So he didn't pick an easy road. I got to get a shout out to poor Chelsea, qualified 15th and got knocked out in the first round again. So hopefully Chelsea gets his luck back better. But there you go, Bill.
Let's switch right now to Acropolis Rally in Greece. It's part of the World Rally Championship, Rally Greece, you could say. The winner, Jari-Matti Latvala, who came from Ford, is with Volkswagen now, got a huge win this weekend. Let's hear from him.
I'm very happy, to be honest. I have got the support from the team. Even I crashed in the first round of the WRC in Monte Carlo, coming in the new team. So I have had the support from everybody from the team. So I want to also deliver the good result for them and so that, you know, that what they are working for me, that I also can work for them. Yeah, it was extremely long. I felt every bump, every move, every stone. I all the time thinking that I hope the car is okay. I hope the car is okay. Then the windscreen broke, and I was like, is it something? Hopefully something is not wrong with the car, but everything was okay. It's just annoying because you know, the feeling is that all the time you're so worried because you want to reach the finish. It's great that I'm able to now to win a hard rally as well, not only the fast and smooth rallies. It's important myself for my career that to be able to win different kind of conditions.
It is huge for Jari-Matti to get the win in Greece at the Acropolis Rally. Sebastian Ogier had some problems as the team leader, but it was a huge win for Volkswagen. You can follow the World Rally Championship on MAVTV. In fact, the Acropolis Rally is on right after the Racing Insiders. Coming up next, Ken Block. We go from the International Rally to the American Rally Championship. Ken Block, the winner in Pennsylvania this weekend. We'll hear from him right after this. This is the Racing Insiders on MAVTV.
This segment was brought to you by the Sports Car Club of America.
Welcome back to the Racing Insiders. Big show this week, big personality in Ken Block, winner of the Susquehannock Trail Performance Rally, STPR in Pennsylvania, his first win in the American Championship in 2013. Let's hear what he has to say. Got him right after the podium celebration. Ken Block, congratulations. A 10-minute win at the STPR Susquehannock Trail Performance Rally in a sport that's measured by splits of seconds. That's a huge win. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much. I've had 3 rallies this year with a bit of bad luck, so it's nice to come out and have some good luck and be able to really drive these Pennsylvania roads at speed, but without a whole lot of pressure, because most of my top competitors went out on the first day. So really today I just had to modulate my speed and keep it safe. So it was a lot of fun and kind of nice just to have some good luck and be able to go out and cruise. So I get to really enjoy it.
The obvious question, with such a huge lead and not a lot of competition, is it difficult to stay focused?
You know what, it is a bit difficult. I really do drive my best when I'm under a lot of pressure and really have to drive on the edge. So driving like today, kind of semi-casually, but quick, it can be quite difficult. It took me a couple stages to get into it, but I started off the morning a bit too fast. I think I won the first 3 stages this morning, but I was able to tone it back and keep it safe and just had a really good day.
Any close calls?
I had one little close call. It's an actual bank that I've actually hit here before, but luckily it's a nice soft bank.
Are you still going for the U.S. Championship, Ken Block?
Yeah, I'm not going to give up on it. I will definitely do all 7 events. Just unfortunate with the small mechanical stuff that we had at the beginning of the year that it's going to be tough for me unless David has some big problems. But it's fun. I really enjoy, competing with David Higgins and Antoine Lestage and all the other guys that are out here. But it's just unfortunate that David's had some really good luck and driven well, and I've had some bad luck. But it is what it is, and I'm just going to keep pushing and see what happens.
Finally, Ken Block, you've got to go celebrate. Give us a hint on Gymkhana 6. What's it going to be? Have you made up your mind yet?
I love it when you ask those questions. Sorry, Bill, no hints. But I will tell you, we're actually.
Come on, Ken.
I will tell you though that we're working on 2 different ones right now. So Gymkhana 6 and 7 will come out sometime this fall and early next year. So working on both of them together at the same time. They're both quite different, very different, but I think they're going to be really cool.
Ken Block, you're a giant. Congratulations, winning Susquehannock Trail Performance Rally, your first one of the year. Go celebrate. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Bill. It's good talking to you.
Always good to hear from Ken Block. He's become a pretty good friend through the years. Incredible driver. He's become very fast. Do you think so, Jim?
I absolutely think so, Bill. And you're knocking it down with these interviews. Good to have this guy on the show.
Well, Jim, my comment is, obviously he's a true professional. His main competition really wasn't there or broke, and he still won the race, and he was gracious and respectful, and a true pro. The one thing that worries me is it's when the top 3 guys are there, that's a heck of a show. But when they fall off, then it kind of dwindles down. So congratulations to Ken Block, but hopefully we can get some more competitive teams in the American Rally and really show its potential. Bill?
Let me give a little bit of background on Ken Block very quick because we don't have a lot of time. But I've seen Ken. He brings his family to a lot of events, and I've seen him get out of the car. You could relate to this. Both of you can. He's doing a debrief with his engineers. His daughter runs up. He stops, picks up his daughter, and continues the debrief. A lot of guys would just say, not now, Daddy's busy. That tells you she can have the confidence that Dad will respond to her, and he can take the time to really respond to his family. I like Ken. I like him a lot, and that showed me a lot about his character, who he really is. Coming up right after this, we've got the little more in the show, an incredible show, very big, a lot going on. We'll bring it all to you as fast as we can. The Racing Insiders on MAVTV. We'll be right back. Let's wrap up the show, a very busy show. Jim, what do you have going on this weekend?
Well, I'm glad we don't have a lot of events because we got the Le Mans test. And last year, my good buddy Fast Ed Zbinski with Level 5, I think we had about 500 text messages back and forth. I can't wait for Sunday and start that. But on Saturday, I'm going to spend the whole day watching reruns of the best show on MAVTV, The Racing Insiders. Peter?
Yeah, there you go, Jim. My whole thing is, just recover from this weekend at Detroit. There's a lot of tore up Daytona prototypes after this weekend at Detroit. I think 3 cars go back. It's a quick turnaround till Mid-Ohio. So the boys are hard at work. Let's get our stories straightened out and head to Mid-Ohio. Bill?
One final headline before we get out of here this week. Action sports star Brian Deegan will be running in the finish round of the European Rallycross Championship this weekend. His first in that series, Rallycross RX. He'll be joined by Tanner Faust. Big story. We'll be following it. It's a great season. It's rolling full blast right now. Pay attention to it. Follow us on the Racing Insiders to learn everything you need to know about sports car racing, what's going on globally. Raising the standard here on the Racing Insiders. Take care of each other. Respect each other. Look forward to seeing you next week. Peace.